For more on what's motivating the attacks from Gaza and where Israel stands at 71, CBN's George Thomas asked former Israeli ambassador Ido Aharoni for his insights.
Life has returned to normal in southern Israel after hundreds of rockets were fired into Israel from Gaza last weekend. A ceasefire is now in effect, but 4 Israeli civilians were killed in this latest round of violent attacks. Here to talk about that and much more is Ido Aharoni, Global Distinguished Professor at New York University's School of International Relations. Wonderful to have you on the broadcast. So these rocket attacks from Gaza, you know this, they take place on a regular basis. You live in Jerusalem. What's going on here and what's motivating them right now?
I think that nothing really has changed in terms of the Islamist groups. What motivates them is their built-in opposition to our very existence as a state of Israel in that part of the world. For many years, Israelis thought that the conflict was about territory. Unfortunately, the Palestinians declined just about every territorial compromise that was put forth to them by the Americans, by the Israelis, and so on. And so today, most Israelis, I think there's a consensus in the Israeli society that the conflict is more existential than territorial. So this is really the motivation of Hamas, Islamic Jihad, their opposition, ongoing, habitual opposition to Israel's right to exist.
Israel's Memorial Day, a day to commemorate those who've died in war, was this week, Wednesday, and Thursday was a celebratory day, Israel's 71st birthday. Talk a little bit about what this means for those who fought for the country, and specifically Israel turning 71.
So Israel at 71 is actually in a very good place. Geopolitically, we've never had it better. An intimacy with the United States administration, intimacy in the ties with Russia, with China, with India, with Brazil, Saudi Arabia, Egypt. We have full peace treaties with Jordan and Egypt. The Arab economic boycott is a forgotten memory. Israeli creativity and Israeli creative minds are welcomed all over the world, and Israel is greatly admired everywhere. We have problems. We have many problems in the region. One of them is the aggression of Iranian-supported groups such as Hezbollah and others. The other is the Iranian aspiration itself to become independently, militarily nuclear. And Israel will have to deal with those issues. But I can say that for the generation of my parents, the generation that founded the State of Israel, this is a great moment of satisfaction. We went from 600,000 people in 1948 to 9 million people today, to a projected 17 million people by 2048. Today, Israel is the only country in the region where you can be safely Christian. The only place where the Christian community is growing is, in fact, the State of Israel. The only place that is granting complete and full freedom of worship in the region is Israel. The only place that is being viewed by Westerners as a place of opportunity where young people are flooding the streets is Israel.
Thank you, Ido. Thank you so much for joining us. Ido Aharoni, Global Distinguished Professor at New York's University School of International Relations.